Hello again.
Hi.
We had a little introduction 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I don't remember. I'm just going to review it a little bit, so sorry if it is repetitive. This is going to be a conversation circle, and we are going to talk about the subjects and express our opinion, find out our objections, improve our ideas, and so on. A stimulus that I chose today is about knowledge, about how we can know something, about the truth. If there is a truth, what is the reality? And it's not just limited to these questions. It can go further, as we can see. I know for us adults who have been experienced limited discipline, education, we have been bombarded with some values, it's harder to think out of the box. But the purpose of philosophy is to free us and lead us toward enlightenment. So we can try, and I guess the stimulus that I choose is called Allegory of the Cave. It's narrated by Plato, the Greek philosophers, 2,400 years ago. And do you know what allegory means? What is an allegory?
Maybe you can explain
Yeah,
a little
for sure.
bit.
Allegory is a story beneath another story. It can contain a place, an event, but it has that carry a broader message which is related to the real world. For example, the allegory can be about two neighbors throwing rock to each other, but the true story beneath is about the wars between countries. That's the meaning of allegory. Yeah, and very briefly.
Yes.
Is it also
Yeah.
kind of
Can
the
I-
core value of your own philosophy?
Sorry.
Is it also? Can we also interpret the question like the core value of your own philosophy?
Yeah, it can be a value, but you should have a reason for it. You know, when we say beliefs, it's something that has some support. You
Yeah.
know, we have some support for it. It's not just mere feeling.
Right.
Yeah. Just brainstorm.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, kind of, there's no wrong
I
answer.
think
As I
the human connection with, as far as a person is concerned, there is nothing that you will strive for.
So you say that human in general is a social creature, yeah? Is it what you
It
say?
has to be. I mean, compassion comes because of
Okay.
interaction. If I don't know you, if I don't know you, I don't need compassion. I can sit and
But
be in the jungle.
I have some examples. I think very famous both in Indian and Chinese cultures. There's some saint, we can say, they want to live in moat in the mountain or in in some villages very far away. They think these too crowded society will stop them thinking about the truth and for the human.
Absolutely. But remember this, they came back to humanity. Talk about Buddha.
Yeah.
Talk about Christ, talk about Muhammad, right? All of them came back. They didn't, Muhammad.
But
Yeah, sorry.
sorry, but because you mentioned the connection, but for them they are not connected to what you said, like wife or children or like singles connection. They think like in a more huge subject about the human. So I think for this kind of because I agree with you at the very beginning about all your theories about the compassion. But when you go to the next step, like say, oh, why? Because we are we humans are like social animals. We have to keep on the connection to other ones, so we can like give things to others to like speak. That's not the idea.
No, but I have a counterpoint to
Okay,
that.
I just sorry, and little interruption. I just want to explain that what Josephine said is a counterexample. You know, when we claim something, for example, here Nippon claimed that humans cannot live without connection. They need, ultimately, they need to have someone. They need compassion. And Josephine expressed a counterexample. Counterexample is has a huge part in arguments. You know, they can just eliminate an argument because there is a counterexample for it. We cannot generally prove that a certain belief is true because there is a counterexample of it, or even there are in philosophy some thought experiments. Even there is not actual counterexample, we can ask ourselves that can we imagine a group of people, a type of personality that doesn't behave like it, that doesn't have this kind of needs and compassions? If the answer is yes, that we can imagine this, is a thought experiment, so we don't know any around of. But if it is possible, so it also can be an argument against this argument. I believe that there is no truth.
There is no truth because there is no lie.
Is there any objection?
I think there's the truth. Just like you need to
For you.
enlarge your view. I mean, for example, what you mentioned. So from the beginning of the compassion, we may be taught about like a definition or some kind of idea of when we were children, or we then have that. Then in our community or in our country or home country or someplace, we see that you said the examples. So then that enforces us because we experienced that, we saw that, then we think, okay, that is the truth because I know the idea now and I see all these things, then it enforces, then we think that is the truth. But maybe that population is not enough. We say, for example, if some people, they like from India, if they always stay in a village, they never went to a big city, they will have different kind of truth.
Absolutely.
And if someone who
Perception.
always in India, then compared to us, we have went overseas, then the truth may be the definition in their brain will like smoothly like
that's a very good point.
That's what I'm saying.
Before talking about the truth, we also need to talk about the individuality because every person got the different ideas and then the concept in mind. So when we're looking at we're asking different people about the meaning of truth, I guess we can collect the different versions about what truth is.
Yeah.
So is there really
One truth.
one truth? Yeah. So
I agree.
Maybe that's part of the philosophy. That's part of the philosophical question that we always want to ask. We want to go to the extreme, or like remember the last chat we also mentioned about like personally, I don't want to see things with binary. Binary means it's either right or wrong, or black or white, because life itself or things itself in this whole world, it comes in a spectrum.
Okay.
And then me as a person, I don't even say for now I'm actually I actually belong to some point of the spectrum because people also change. And the surrounding change people too. Or my life experience will allow me to change my perspectives from time to time.
Okay.
So if you're asking about, if you were asking me the question at this time, I would say that the truth itself is always like change, and we always have a quote that change
So
is
truth
something.
is susceptible to change.
Well, change is the never. Change is the only thing that never
Yes.
changes.
yes.
Brilliant.
No, I think we all agree about this.
That means change is constant.
Change
Right,
is
right.
constant.
That's
and
the constantly truth.
Yeah.
yes, we need to
That's
the
allow
constant
us
truth.
to,
Right.
to
Yeah,
change
brilliantly
the
put.
opinion of the
But even this belief that I'm sitting here doesn't have truth?
No,
No?
no.
Why?
Tomorrow it just might just be proven that you're just part of the three elements. There is a fourth environment. There's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility that there is some kind of a life form that's between you and me right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But
another
the fact
plane.
that
It may
I'm
be
here.
only true at this
Yeah.
moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows
Okay.
when?
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah,
Well,
who
at
knows?
this
It
moment-
might
I mean,
be
people
very
have heard so many
moment,
ghost stories.
and- yeah.
Yeah, is it true? Is it true that I'm here at this moment? Can it be not true too?
I think that's true to yourself because you choose to be here and sit together with us to have this conversation.
How do you know? Maybe I'm dreaming about this session. How can you be sure that
So
it's
she's
not just
talking
in
of
my
that kind
dream?
of a movie. Remember that? I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio?
that
Inception. Yeah.
Inception. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dream
they-
within a dream within a dream. Our limit
Okay.
as a person is as much of information as I have, or
Okay.
as a person has.
Or
right?
maybe we can say knowledge.
Information. I wouldn't say knowledge. Knowledge sounds very lofty.
Okay.
I'm
Information.
talking about even small things like how I carry myself, how I sit on the table, how I write. Do I know how to write? How do I hold my hold my pen?
Okay.
Right? Do I write with a left hand or a right hand? What language do I write? These are information,
Okay.
right? These are small informations that make me, right? Each individual is made up of those collections of
Okay.
informations,
And
and those.
how it affects your perception?
I'll come to that. So so these informations, where do they come from?
Okay.
They come from some filters, like the society,
Okay.
like the culture, right? The religion,
Okay.
right? Geographical limits,
Okay.
right? For example, a person staying in Africa would respond in a very different way
Yeah.
than a person staying in, say, Canada.
So, for example, we're all touching that.
Yeah.
And well, the touching of the surface of the table itself, for me, I may feel like, okay, it's smooth, I like the color. But if we are all doing the same action, I'm sorry, see if you all touch the surface of it. And then you're going to generate different, you will have different interpretations about these action alone.
Right? But human beings, it's important for human beings to actually, connect. Otherwise, we find something very strange. I mean, we don't become saints always, we become mad also, right?
Okay.
When we are not, we want to connect.
I think humans will have design for, like what you mentioned, beauty or
Yeah, aesthetics,
happiness, all this kind of good things. We will say we have agreement of human have this design. But what is beauty? What is good? Yeah, what is happiness? Or what kind of emotion can be said compassion? And what is the like how you show it in which way?
Excellent.
All these things would differ.
Yes, absolutely.
But that human feelings of design for that is the same.
Yes, our discussion is done. Yeah, thank you very much. I really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
your
We appreciate the
participation.
discussion.
Yeah, it was a great. I wish we could have it.
It's a good way to spend a Saturday evening.
Yeah, I hope we all could break as many chains as we can. And yeah, go through the liberation. Thank you very much.